Thank you, and thanks again, everyone, for having Monell here at this wondrous occasion to be working together side by side with SIFI and A-STAR to look at this interesting field of science, chemosensory science. And so what I'd like to do today really is talk a little bit about, give you a little bit of an introduction to who we are at Monell, for those of you who may not know us, and why we're so happy to be here working with you all. So one of the things about Monell that really sets us apart from other places is that we're the only independent research institute that is just dedicated specifically and solely to the scientific understanding of chemosensation and interoception. And so just to give you a little bit of an understanding of what we mean by that when we talk about chemosensation, we're interested in the chemical senses of smell, taste, chemothesis, so this irritation effect, and these senses is how do they help us modulate our and navigate the world around us, whether it's tasting yummy food, whether it's smelling bad odors or dangerous odors. But we're also very much interested in the chemical senses within our bodies. How do different chemical signals between cells change our body odors and identify whether we're sick? How do our sensations like thirst and hunger, an unfull stomach, send signals to the brain and say, oh, hang on, now I need to eat, or I've eaten enough. So all of these different types of signals we view as the chemical senses, and they have an impact on so many different functions, whether they're getting around navigating functions or physiological maintenance. Something to move this forward. Isn't the right one? Oh, okay. So our vision for the centre is to look at how we can help with our partners to make a healthier world. And how can we do that by unlocking the mysteries of our senses? So how do all of our senses work together? So although we focus on the chemical senses, and I think some of my colleagues may talk a little bit about this later, we're also keen to see how the different senses work together. So colour, how can that affect your sense of smell? How can that affect your sense of taste? So hearing, how can music and other things, music affect your relationships with smell and taste? And so there's some really interesting studies that my colleague Linda Slammer sometimes talks about, where she talks about studies where they play different types of music in wine stores, and it influences what people will buy. So if you're playing French music, you'll buy French wine. If you're playing German music, you'll buy German wine. And so our mission is linked to that, of course, and it's to advance and share discoveries in the science of the chemical senses, smell, taste, chemothesis, and interoception, to solve the world's health, societal, and environmental challenges. So the way that we break down our research is into three key sort of blocks. We're really interested in this idea of healthy senses. This is great. Let's put the circle right around. So our chemical senses and how they govern and interact with the world around us. So unlocking them can lead to better strategy to quality of life. How do fragrances make you feel better? How do they change your mood? How do we use chemical biomarkers and signals from the volatilome to understand whether someone or an organism may be sick? We're also very much interested in the environment and how sense of smells can help with the environmental health. So we're looking very much at the concept of One Health and how all of our different interactions work together. And here we're looking at unlocking ideas of the effect of pollution, so areas of my interest on our chemical systems. Infectious diseases, habitats. We now know that seabirds, as an example, are chewing in on plastic, microplastic contamination to recognize food, and they're losing the chemical cues of the actual food source because of the pollution in the environment. And the big area that I think where we're going to see a lot of interaction with SIFB and A-Star in Singapore is in this area of nourishing the future. And I think it's pretty clear that taste and smell are extremely important when we're looking at building new products, understanding new areas of food development, food security. So how can we harness these areas? And the way that we're a little bit unique at Monell and the way that we do this is that we look at a single area, but we look at it from different aspects. So our focus is focusing our research around smell, taste, hemothesis, interoception, but actually pulling in different skill sets. So nutrition, toxicology, metabolism, a lot of sensory psychology and psychophysics, neurophysiology, molecular biology, genomics, etc. And so we build key teams together around skill sets on singular problems, on singular areas. And that's one of our advantages. And I think it's a little bit of philosophy that SIFB and A-Star shares as well. So we're really pleased to be here. So I'm going to try and play this video quickly if I can. I might need help from the team to see if they can start it. Just to give you a little bit of an introduction. So what I like about the video and what I like about it in relationship to why we're here today, two things that came out. One from a scientist, Julie Monell, who studies early nutrition, where she talks about culture and its influence and how you grow up and how they can influence your smell and taste, which is why we're here to talk about differences between East and West. And what it also, one of the other points that I want to pull out is family. So Pam Dalton, another one of our lead PIs, spoke about family and a group of quirky scientists. And what we're doing today by being here is extending our family. We're bringing Monell and SIFB together. People who I've had the pleasure to work together with people from SIFB already, but we're doing that more formally, and we're really excited to be here because really why we're here in Monell is that together we can do so much more together. We can make a bigger impact and can help meet our shared goals. Sorry, I'm just trying to move things forward. Okay, so the reason that we're here, as I said, is shared interests, shared philosophies, shared research goals. But the key thing really that I think sets this partnership strong is the different and unique study populations that we can look at together of East meets West. And that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit today as Dr. Tan mentioned. And we're really excited to be able to come together in this discussion and help build research projects, research collaborations around the East meets West or West meets East, whichever direction you come. And so we're going to talk a little bit today about different aspects. I won't go into it now because I know my video took a little bit of time. We've got an agenda to meet, but we know that no two people smell things exactly the same, and that we know that the genetics and the diversity in our olfactory receptors plays a part in our sensitivity to different smells. We also know that texture can have a huge role on how we like and approach different foods, and we're starting to understand that. And this is actually an area where I think there's a lot of strength between Monell and also particularly here at SIFI with Prof. Zhangxi Chen and his activities. But there are huge differences in the types of foods that we eat. And one of the things we're really interested in at Monell is understanding how things like food texture link in with the classical taste and smell aspects of our senses and actually influence what we're eating. So we'll hear a little bit more about this today. So really what we're hoping to see and come out from this collaboration is an opportunity to enhance global nutrition strategies. Look at things like personalized nutrition, develop innovative flavor strategies, and importantly, understand cultural and genetic influences and eating habits. Look at how we can take learnings and shared advice. Look at how we can work together and discuss, brainstorm around these sorts of topics so that we can help find solutions to some of the world's problems through better understanding smell and taste. So I'm going to stop there and really open it up to the bulk of what this workshop is going to be about together. But what I really hope today is to hear from everyone, and I really want us to break bread, get down dirty and start talking about things. I want people to be interactive and sharing their ideas, because that's why we're here. We want to share with you. We want to be working with all of you in this room to further our understanding and further our partnerships in this space. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be here, and I look forward to a wonderful day of discussions and learnings around smell and taste in the East meets West context. Thank you.